Hello everyone and God bless. Welcome to another week of Youth Talk. I haven't done a video for a while. I've been busy, family over, this and that. Anyways, I'm back, and this week we're gonna talk about forgiveness. Now, forgiveness is an interesting word because we hardly use it. We hardly use it, and I'm gonna be talking about forgiveness in two ways: in forgiveness as a person and forgiveness in a spiritual sense with God, and the difference between two, and what probably most of us, including myself, are not doing. So forgiveness as a person, we all go through situations that we might get angry, jealous, upset, and we might feel something against someone else, like hatred. It's hard for us to forgive them depending on how bad the situation was. If someone comes and did something horrible to you, probably would want to forgive them because we feel that they deserve not to be forgiven. Now the question is, do we also deserve not to be forgiven for what we do? I went through some situation this year with my family. I thought I was never going to be forgiven for the things I did, and thank God that they have forgiven me for what I've done. Forgiveness is something that is an obstacle that breaks boundaries. So when we do something wrong, we put like doors. Like once we are angry with that person, with someone, we don't want to talk to them no more. We don't want to have a friendship relationship with that person no more. We close the doors. But what happens when we forgive someone? Those doors open. There's no nothing between us that can make us enemies. But here's the thing: once you forgive someone, that doesn't mean you have to go back with a friendship relationship or have that one-on-one with someone. It just means you forgave them for what they've done. That's it. I forgive you for the stuff you did to me, and that's it. That's all forgiveness is about. It's not about going back and doing things you probably want to do again, or it's just that. Also, with forgiveness as a person, we tend to be fake. So let's say we look at someone and we give them that fake smile, and then they come and they say hi to you. You be like, hi, yeah, how are you? Yeah. Or when they look back, when they turn your back around, you be like, fool, I'm about to bust him, oh boy. And just kidding. We tend to be that certain someone. But forgiveness, what God shows us is that once we forgive someone, once we be forgiven, all that shouldn't come. So now let's talk about forgiveness with Christ. When it comes to Christ, there's certain ways that we might think that we are forgiven, or there's stuff in us that are not letting us be forgiven. So what do I mean by that? Sometimes we are worried. When it comes to Christ, we feel like we're alone because we don't feel that He's there, or we might feel worried, we might feel stressed out. It all comes down to the faith. If we don't have that strong faith, if we're not firm with God, we're not gonna feel that we are forgiven. We might keep on sinning, we might keep on doing things, but if we don't declare and we don't confess our sins, then we might still feel that He hasn't forgiven us. Now, here's the interesting thing: God already forgiven us a long time ago, and now God died for us in the cross, right? Him dying on the cross for us has forgiven all of our sins. So it's interesting because He died for us hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. To this day, it's still that death, that sacrifice He has done, still working in us. I don't know. I find it amazing and very, very beautiful because, who can say that God is amazing for Him dying so many years ago and it's still working in our lives. Sometimes we need to accept that we are forgiven. We need to accept that even though we're doing things that we shouldn't supposed to, sometimes we feel that we don't deserve to be forgiven. But Jesus is right here saying, I forgive you. I don't care what you did in the past. I care what you're gonna do tomorrow. We need to come with that mentality. We need to be firm and have our faith strong with the Lord, that anything that we do, we are forgiven. Sometimes, we could use this spiritual forgiveness that God shows us, and it's going to help us in our daily life with other people. We feel that that person doesn't need to be forgiven because of a certain thing he did, or because he did something to someone else, like caused them to be miserable for the rest of their life. Sometimes we feel that certain someone doesn't need to be forgiven, but God is showing us that anyone could be forgiven. Anyone. It doesn't matter if they kill someone. It doesn't matter how big their sin was. There's no sin that can't be forgiven. The point is that forgiveness is something that we need to practice, because not all of us can forgive. I always say this: keep it humble, because whatever we want to do to someone else, we want to be treated the same way, right? So I always say this to everyone: keep it humble. It doesn't matter how big the problem is. It doesn't matter what they did to you. We might feel that anger, hatred, but let's forgive them. Forgive them and keep it humble. Don't have that inside your heart. Just like God shows us, He doesn't hold nothing against us. Because if He did, how you think we would have been today? So God shows us that forgiveness is something very simple but hard to do. So let's practice that. Let's practice forgiveness with each other. Let's practice starting probably with our family, and then going on with some other people. And probably in the past we didn't forgive that certain someone. I'm not telling you, call that person and forgive them. I'm not telling you that. But keep it in prayer. From now on, we know what we have to do as a person, as a Christian, to forgive someone. Stay tuned for more. I'll be trying to get a video every week. I've been busy, but thank the Lord for this video, forgiveness. I thought I had to talk about this. God bless you guys. Till next one. I don't really want to stay